Start the recording. Start the stream. And we're live. Welcome to Horsin Around, a Dumbass Cast. I'm your host, Nick Mercadante, and with me today, virtually, I have some lovely guests who are...
Jack.
Thanks, guys.
There's no order. I can't look at you for cues.
You can improvise, Sam. You can improvise. I need to bring back the ordering. I did that during the test episodes. I need to bring that back because nobody.
I like how you set it up. You set it up in a voice which is like, and this is the part where I am going to read off the list of people we have.
No, it's where you guys say your names. No,
I'm just gonna cut to dead
I've
silence.
always. I mean, I guess you haven't seen the show before, but I've always let the guests introduce themselves.
Right, but in doing that, you normally are live and able to point at them to say who's supposed to be saying their
right.
name.
And when I did the test episodes before, like in the summer, I used to like make sure before we started streaming or recording that I would figure out what the order was going to be precisely.
I like how this is going to be in the VOD too.
Yeah.
This is not
this is all going. Yeah. All this crap is going.
I make it my life mission whenever I'm on this podcast to fuck up the beginning.
And I
do pretty much every time.
Every single time.
You really do.
I think this is the first time that I've actually said my name.
That's true. You always go by another name.
Thank you, Sam. I don't know if Jacob introduced himself, but Jacob is also here.
Yeah,
So
my name's Jacob.
Yeah, we're gonna. I'm personally playing some game dev. What is this called? Game dev simulator? Game dev tycoon. But we're gonna just talk about some recent events other than the coronavirus, because some other things have actually happened for once. Which most pointedly
This
is
isn't the episode with Dr. Fauci on it.
Oh my god.
Yeah, what's up with that, Nick?
What are you?
Why have you
talking
not
about?
gotten our boy Fauci on to talk?
I don't know who that is. Who is
I
Fauci?
saw-
How do you not
don't,
know who
Nick,
that is?
This is why This is why Lul and I have to yell at you.
There is
Okay.
literally
During
a
this quarantine.
pandemic going on, and you don't know the guy who's giving like the head of the information. Ugh,
Oh, is he the one? Is he the one that was giving like the info that was going against what Trump was saying, or was the one that was agreeing?
I
with
mean,
Trump?
he's part of
The
like,
correct
Trump's, like,
information, yes.
cabinet, but yeah, he's giving mostly the correct information.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I saw a really good meme of the picture of him next to Trump, like, face palming just this morning.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. I have heard that guy. I just didn't remember the name. Okay.
Okay,
Don't
sure.
need to
Sure,
slaughter
fine.
me alive.
Yeah, but it's funny.
Yeah, I know. It's content. But yeah. So the more recent thing I was referring to is the fact that our boy Bernie
Wow,
Sanders.
we're already getting into this?
Yes,
Jesus
I mean, might
We're
as well
starting
just
right-
dive
we're
right
starting
into the
strong.
meaty.
I could just go on fucking Reddit instead and have them shout at me at this.
But I
instead
want to
of
hear
coming-
your take, Jacob, and I also want to hear Sam's take
I
because
would
I
love
know
to
you
hear your
two are
take.
on the opposite ends of a lot of things.
So here's the thing: I have no horse in this race. It doesn't matter to me. So I just love to watch the chaos.
Sam, this show is called Horsing Around, I think, by law.
God fucking damn it! But
Oh, he makes a good point.
yeah,
He
Hey, can
does,
we
yeah,
talk
no,
about
you're right.
something more uplifting, like Dante's fucking Rainbow Six stats that he keeps pinned on his Twitch info?
Are you better
okay.
than, like, Silver 2 now?
Yeah, he's
I
going
am
for it.
no. I actually just got up to silver 3. Also, yeah, the stats on the
Wow.
bottom of the page are just lying. I don't know whose
Oh.
account it's tracking, but it's not tracking mine. Even though that is literally my Ubisoft account name, it is not tracking it properly because I am
I mean,
silver 3,
good.
not gold 4. I wish I was gold 4, but I unfortunately am not.
Look, I'm
Me
not
and-
trying to say anything, but with these stats, you should be glad that you're gold for.
Yeah, I'll
Me
take
and,
it.
Me and my high school buddies have started to play, and they haven't played since like the very first season, and so they're really bad, like really,
Bad
really,
game.
really bad. And so I've played all of my placements this season with them. We are all currently in copper. It is a rough time. I've only played with them, and they
That's
are
No.
not
I can't-
and I'm not
can't
that good to begin
imagine-
with. Like, And then on top of it,
Christ.
I'm the one who's carrying. It's rough. It's a bad time.
I
But
can't
we
imagine
have fun.
starting off in like season 1 Rainbow Six.
Uh-huh.
I think I was technically year 1 Rainbow Six because I got in like season 2 of that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But like I can't imagine going from that and being like, yeah, like there are a bunch of these operators with like they got these kind of special abilities, and now we're in like the far-flung future where they're like, all right, there's this girl Ayana, right, and she can
And she's got a thick
Yeah,
ass.
she's got a hologram of herself.
into the room in order to distract and gather intel.
Fucking alibi? Who? No, we got a mobile drone that replicates the human body and motions perfectly.
Dude, imagine playing pre-line and then coming back into a line-filled world.
Yeah.
That's why I
That'd
don't
be
play the fucking
bonkers.
game.
It's
It's a rough time.
It's
Yeah.
not good.
I don't know, man.
I stopped playing like right after season 1 when they announced all the operators, and I was like, oh, I can just grind for the operators. And
Mm-hmm.
then I realized, oh no, you can't.
No, you really can't.
Yeah.
I mean, you kind of can. I haven't spent a
So when they first dropped them, it
All right,
was
that's true.
actually impossible.
Yeah. Yeah. No, they've
And it's
definitely
still
made it a
kind
lot
of-
easier.
The brand new ones, as they come out, are really bad, and if you are
Yeah.
behind the curve, you're fucked.
Mm. Yeah.
And I just
I mean,
wasn't
like,
really-
I'm nowhere close to having all the operators, but like, I mean, then again, I play like an unreasonable amount of Siege, so that might just be like my own bias.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's like I just was able to grind up enough, like within probably like 2 or 3 weeks of only playing like once a week. I was able to get up enough to get Oryx, which was like the new operator. So he's like the highest cost of everyone right now.
I mean, I think also like just the daily challenges. Like I'll like log on, even if I'm not gonna be spending an hour or two that day playing it. I'll like log on and see like, oh, I've got a T-Hunt mission where I gotta play as FBI SWAT 1 time. Okay, and then I just like hop in T-Hunt and don't even try, and it still gives me the points. I'm like, all right, thanks.
Yeah. The T-Hunt ones are pretty easy renown. But I don't know. I've just been like I have fun with the game, so I just keep playing it, and hopefully I'll just get better at it over time with repeat experience. I'm also trying to get into the fucking Soap series Smash Brothers online tournament. And I've been...
I'll find some way to personally message Critical and be like, he can't. He's a cheater. He's gonna hack.
I'm not gonna hack it. Don't say that.
Please do not allow this Haxar into your tournament.
Oh my fucking god.
I mean, then again, you'll probably get farther than most people because every time he hosts a Soak series, like half the people don't show.
Well, he only did it one time before. He's only done it once. Hopefully, it'll be better this time.
I'm watching your screen, and you've got a staff member called Noah Joseph, and one of my best friends is named Nolan Joseph. So you gotta hire him now.
Yep.
Also, how is 20K per? That's like, what the fuck? Okay, that's a hell of a salary.
So long.
What game are you playing?
I'm playing Game Dev Tycoon, I believe.
Nick, you've also got like 10 mil in the bank. This isn't the time where you're like, oh shit, we're strapped for cash.
No, I know.
You're a big publisher at this point.
I really am.
No, it's not that much, but like, you know.
Yeah, I'm a big boy. But yeah, I don't know. I've been playing.
Hear that again.
Yeah, can we just put that on the list of things you should never say?
Oh, shut
The
up,
growing
that's
and
fine.
long list.
No, but the fucking I've just been playing online to practice, and I just suck at Smash Bros, dude. I just am not good at all. And I don't. I wish I could improve. I have a friend who is also staying here, who is good at Smash, but I don't like social distancing, so I don't really want to invite them over to do practice in Smash with.
Yeah, if only there was some way to like play games with your friends, not in the same room together.
Yeah, if only.
I like how Nick is also playing a game where in the engine designer you can select multiplayer. Only there was some solution.
Do I want? Yeah, I do want multiplayer in my dog virtual pet simulator.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna do well in that tournament, but I mean, I'm still gonna do it just for fun, and maybe something will come of it.
It's free to enter. Right?
Yeah. So anybody can join. So maybe I'll get through like 1 or 2 rounds just either by buys or by fucking some people actually somehow being worse than me. We'll see.
Or people just DCing the entire time.
That's by buys because people DC'd.
Just need better internet.
Yeah, I guess that's it. I just need a better router. My router was fucking shitting the bed the other day. I just had to unplug it and plug it back in. I don't know what the issue was, but it just was like, you can't connect to this network anymore. Sorry.
Tori can only join Nintendo Online after unplugging the router and coming into my room where the router is located.
What the fuck?
We also have the cheapest possible router that I got for free, so
that might have something to do with it.
It really checks out.
Oh man, I don't know. I do want to talk a little bit about the whole Joe Biden thing though, because I am curious. For one, how are debates going to occur with all of this shit going down?
Well, at this point, we don't really do debates.
They were all canceled.
Yeah.
Right, but when we get closer to election day.
Oh, you mean the presidential debates? Those are already locked in place, and if they need to be changed, then they'll changed.
They'll probably be streamed, would be my guess.
Yeah.
I guess that would make sense. Fucking Trump could just sit in his Oval Office and be like, haha, you're not gonna get in here. And then Joe's just gonna have dementia.
And then Joe's just gonna...
Jesus.
Yeah, no, that's correct. He will
we need
stutter, and then he'll sniff some girl's hair virtually somehow. And then everyone will look at him and be like, really? Really? These are the best 2 people in the country. These are the 2 people.
They're not.
The 2 that we could find is a dementia-ridden, 80-year-old man.
And another dementia-ridden 80-year-old man.
Yeah, really. Yeah, that's fine. That's
But
fine.
one screams more than the other, so that's
and it works.
It shows results, and it's kind of fucked up. But here we are. I don't know.
What are you gonna do?
Nothing. This shit sucks, dude. I don't know what we can even do at this point. It just blows ass entirely.
I mean, I'm about to throw out the unpopular hot take, which is I don't know, man. You gotta.
Good morning.
Oh,
Hey,
a little late to the party, but welcome, Lul. How's it going? We were just talking about our.
Lul, free me from this curse.
Yeah,
what's up?
Get me the fuck out of here.
Terrible state of affairs in the current year with our country.
Oh, it be like that sometimes. Sometimes we just gotta, let the old people die so the red line goes up a little bit. Jacob's the econ man. He knows what's up.
Yeah, Jacob, you're the econ expert. How do you think us opening our borders and the economy in a couple weeks is gonna work out for us?
I mean, it's not gonna happen. Also,
No.
they were the meme is that it was supposed to happen this weekend according to fucking Orange Man Bad, but
The most trustworthy source of information.
Yes,
but the main thing is
the beaches will be open by Easter.
Good God.
the real problem is that they're like money machine go brrr, and I'm like
That is the real problem. I agree.
Surprisingly similar to the A10 Warthog.
they're like what if we just print it off cash, and I'm like, this seems like the wrong time to do this.
Yes.
This is the thing that got me so mad is because I know people who were also like, man, why do they keep raising the interest rate? We're not going to be able to have as much investment in the market. And I'm like, shut the fuck up. There's going to be a crash. They need to raise the interest rate so that if something bad happens, they can lower the interest rate. And look at that. We didn't raise the interest rate enough, so all that shit doesn't matter.
Oh my god.
It doesn't matter if they fucking shoot it to zero because, no one's going to spend money. It's as much as the flat check is helpful, it does nothing to solve the long-term ramifications of the situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, it turns out when the government says, yeah, you're not entitled to your own labor anymore, and you are not allowed to work in any way, people don't have capital to spend. Turns out.
Well, I mean, the issue goes further than that. Like, that's not the actual, like, the actual real issue is that you're supposed to have like systems in place before this happens.
Nah,
so
we don't do that.
If these measures need to be taken, then they can be taken without a large, detriment to the economy. But like, fuck that shit.
Imagine taking a global pandemic seriously.
Could not be me. I got the round boy.
Could not be me. Jesus fucking Christ. So do you think there is a crash incoming, Jacob?
I mean, like,
incoming,
I don't know if you've been noticing, but like, there's been a crash before.
Incoming.
Incoming is the wrong. Incoming maybe 2 months ago.
Yeah. The real problem is like, I'm someone who's like, I don't think if you really pay attention to things, volatility is like a good indicator of like, maybe there's like something wrong here, because you shouldn't be having like fucking wild swings in demand for stocks like you see. Mm-hmm. So like, I've been seeing that, like, I shouldn't say but like a lot of people have been seeing that for like a while, and they're like, wait a second, something's like not right here. We shouldn't have a day where we're like, man, everything's great, everything's fine, and then the very next day we're like, shit, everyone's bankrupt again.
Oh shit, everything's actually fucked now. No wait, it's okay. No wait, like, it's fucked.
Additionally, the other thing is like, the stock market does not reflect the actual economy. It's like, and that should. You can really derive that from like the current situation, because like there like will be like some bonkers news story where it's like, yeah, we laid off like 100% of our staff and the stock will go up. Mm-hmm. And they're like, well, yeah, of course, now the costs are lower. And it's like, yeah, dude, but like, if you don't have any people to make the thing, like, what do you going to sell when this is all over? Like, it's such short-term gain ideas sometimes. Like, it's never reflective of the actual situation. And even in a long-run scenario where things are bad, like I would say for the last, like, since the financial crash, the lines still go up. Like,
yeah,
the line always go up.
Buy, sell now.
Nick, you're not giving your people enough vacation time, and it's making me mad.
I am putting them on. I'm sending them on vacation right now.
They're in the red, Nick. I get upset when they're in the yellow when I play this game. I'm like, oh my god, I'm working them to the bone. Give them vacation.
No, this is the games industry. What are you talking about?
Yeah, come on.
That's true. It is the games industry. I read the thing about cats, and everything related to like non-physical media is like fucked.
Yeah, I could.
Well, like the same thing happened to the Sonic movie, right? You know, the rework of that. Oh yeah,
I'm sure nothing bad happened to those animators.
Yeah, nothing at all.
Nothing at all.
They only had their entire firm shut down.
Oh
Sonic
my
was really good after they fixed it.
Yeah, good thing that studio will never see the benefits of people thinking that the movie that they made was good.
They'll have they can put it on the resume. It's a nice, it's experience. It's
some shit.
It's a real resume
experience.
builder.
You can't eat experience.
It really builds character.
Mm-hmm.
You can't eat the character either. Like,
I don't know about
that. Back.
The first reviews are coming in for Doggo 2 Scrogo. Oh my god, this game's awful. Oh no.
No.
What the fuck, Nick?
Oh no. What the hell?
I could have told you that from the name.
Yeah, really.
The name doesn't matter for the fucking scoring system, though.
Did you make Doggo 1 Scruggo?
Yeah, and it got like good reviews. Maybe the switch to PC was not a good call. Oh no. That's
I'm never gonna find any
the problem.
Should have given him more vacation time.
Yeah, you're right. My bad.
Is what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I don't know, man. We'll see.
That's it. You didn't reach the mark. Now you have to fire all of your staff.
Yeah. Vacation time's down. Let's give you full-time vacation.
Wait, can we?
Unpaid.
Right, this is an actual piece of news that we can talk about now that we're in this situation talking about game dev.
Sure.
Do you guys know about one Magic Man called Randy Pitchford?
Oh, fuck Gearbox,
Randy...
dude.
What do they? I heard something about it.
So here's how Gearbox works. Gearbox works in salary wise in that when you work for them, you get a lower than industry average salary, but that is made up with very large bonuses at the end of the year. Now, of course, as someone who doesn't like that system, I will say, wow, that's an easy way for someone to screw you over.
Yeah.
I forgot. Randy's a con artist.
He recruited a lot of people by saying that, like, when Borderlands 1 made it big, people got bonuses so big they weren't able to, like, pay down their house.
Yeah, no, when I'm talking about big bonuses, I'm talking about, like, 6-figure bonuses. Like, I can move up an entire pay bracket.
Yeah.
Not even an entire pay bracket. I can get someone else's yearly salary from the single bonus.
But that's all dependent on you making another Borderlands.
Yeah.
And when was the last time Gearbox did that?
Well, it's not even that. It's we're going to promise this to you, and then based on game sales
from now.
Based on game sales, that is how much we are going to be able to give you. Hey, look, Borderlands 3 is the biggest selling Gearbox game of all time. Randy, where's my money? And Randy comes back and says, well, I mean, like, a lot of stuff happened this year. Like, I don't know. Where'd that money go? Meanwhile, Randy, before the project even started, gave him, like, a big motherfucking bonus. And he was like, yeah, I don't know where the cash went.
Randy went, we expanded too fast and it took too much money to make it. And it's like, Randy, you make the budgets.
You make this shit.
You chose to spend the money.
Well, that's what's even more bonkers about it is they tell them after everything happened. Like all the examples they give of like, yeah, we had a couple of failed projects earlier. This is all stuff they already knew happened. They could have told them way in advance if this was an actual problem. But they waited until now, at the end of the year, when people are like, Randy, my money.
Sir, please? I need it? Oh, fuck. Yeah,
but like the contracts, I'm sure that there's nothing in the contract that says the bonus will be X amount, right?
No,
like,
of course not. It's all determined by the company.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you're the amount that you need to assume that you're going to get is nothing in the bonus and act like that's your salary. And I'm guessing that that's not what most people are doing.
That's not really how people work.
When there's a large promise of a bonus. You know?
The sales pitch of the company is that you will not get paid industry standard because your bonuses are all but guaranteed.
Mm.
Right, but if they're not, they're clearly no longer guaranteed.
Yeah, but they weren't told that. They weren't told that until after people had literally worked themselves to the bone getting Borderlands 3 out on time.
Mm. Yeah. It's the game industry is kind of shitty right now, or just has been for a while.
Has it ever not been? Like, really?
It's been pretty bad for a while. Yeah. There was like a short period where everyone was like, "Yeah, it's cool, and we're all having fun," and then we were like, "Wait a second,
maybe not. Maybe Nick, not so much anymore."
Nick, you keep being like, I don't understand why my games fail. Meanwhile, you're like, all right, their dialogue is bad. I gotta put that up to the top. And for a game where artificial intelligence is important, I gotta put that towards the lowest.
I don't understand how a superhero action game requires high-level artificial intelligence. That
so that you're
playing against bad guys who
don't go flying off in the distance.
I guess, sure.
Why is the entire group of enemies walking into the wall and not fighting back when I throw punches at their faces?
Alright, fine.
Why are they all attacking at the exact same time? Arkham, I'm looking at you.
Oh, man. I don't know.
I feel like Rocksteady is like a character. Like, at this point, they're basically like a character from a Western film where, like, they did all the shit they wanted to do, and they're like, I guess it's time for me to mosey on out of here.
Yeah,
they're allegedly making another Arkham game.
Oh my god!
I thought they were done. Arkham Knight was like supposed to be the last one, wasn't it?
But they're making one that's like Arkham Legacy, I think, and it's going to be about the Court of the Owls.
Oh my god.
And Cyberpunk
Okay,
2077 is coming out in 2015.
Look, they tweeted about it and everything, so like it's supposed to be coming out. I don't know. I think it'll star Nightwing because I'm pretty sure Batman's not gonna just go like, "Oops, surprise! I wasn't actually dead." But like,
I mean, you never know.
That sounds very
also,
bad.
like, spoilers. Come on.
Yeah, really.
have you not played Arkham Knight?
I mean,
Actually,
I'm
I
still
played
in the
Arkham
middle of.
City, and I said I think that's enough Batman for me.
I played Arkham Knight, but I've got 200 out of the 400 Riddler trophies, and I can't do Operation Nightfall until I finish that. So
You can just go back into the city. What do you mean?
no,
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 Riddler won't let him do it.
no. I want the final to be the final. That's what I want. Also, I haven't played that game in years, so I have no idea.
Well,
I actually,
what would Jesus do? Jesus wouldn't cop out like that. He would get all his Riddler trophies before
before the end of the game.
last week I finally went back and did the last like 3 side stories that I hadn't done. So like I'm finally done with Arkham Knight. I have it uninstalled after sitting on my hard drive for like 3.5 years.
So what you're saying is that now you got enough free space on that hard drive to finish The Walking Dead, right?
Well, I'm building.
Have
a new
you not
computer.
finished that yet?
Don't give me that shit, Lil. We all know the answer.
I have like new parts upstairs.
You got plenty of time now. You got all the time in the world. You really got it. Oh god, The Walking Dead final season fucking wrecked me. Like,
I've been trying to play that, but something happens in my game, and even when I uninstall and reinstall it, it doesn't work anymore. It's like broke, and it's a downloaded copy.
oh no. Have you like verified the local cache or whatever?
That's something I probably need to do, but also it means I have to redo the entire first chapter, and that's for some reason something that's been keeping me from actually trying to fully fix this issue.
Oh my god.
Were you able to port over your save from 1 and 2? Like,
They just did like an online thing. I don't think.
Yeah,
they even
I had
bothered with
yeah.
fucking
It was like
saves.
a Mass Effect 3 thing where they're like, I mean, we told you could do this, but like it doesn't work. So like, just fill out the survey.
Yeah, just fill in the blanks.
Sounds like
Please.
most things that happen with Mass Effect 3. Roasted. Bad game.
boom.
Man, got him! Got him!
Oh, you know that hurt, Nick.
Yeah, but like I also didn't play Mass Effect 3 until like 5 years after it came out, and so I had like the extended cut ending, which I think made the ending of Mass Effect 3 completely fine. Like I still cried at the end of it.
All right, I'm gonna toss out a hot take here.
Okay.
The ending of Mass Effect 3 is not the problem with that game. The problem with that game is a lot of it is like not good. It's like boring. Like writing wise.
I don't agree with you. What about it is boring to you?
Maybe this was just because I played like 1, 2, and then 3 all back to back to back, and like 3 is just like go. You gotta go. Instead of like allowing you to ruminate on like decisions and make you think about things, it's like so action oriented. I'm like, but I want to talk to all my friends, and they're like, no, there's no time. The Reapers.
The Reapers. The Reapers. What about the child? Boss.
Oh, the baby.
The baby. Oh god. I don't
Man.
know. I'm just very.
I think that's the thing. Is like that's the child kind of encapsulates things about 3's writing I don't like, because the child is like the perfect example of like you could very easily use the child as like a surrogate character in which Shepard has to keep facing all the decisions he's making through like these PTSD nightmares he has with the child, because he's already having those PTSD nightmares. You can just work it more into the actual story, but they don't do that. They spend so much time being like, nah. Like, Shepard's got to stop the bad guy, and that's like never what Mass Effect has ever kind of been about.
It's been about the companions that you're traveling with and all that stuff. Yeah, I guess I could see that. I don't know. I felt like the relationships, especially with like the Citadel DLC and stuff like that, which I guess is kind of piecemeal because it came after the fact, but
yeah,
like,
but like that's the thing, is like the Citadel DLC feels like something that would have been originally planned to be in the game.
Yeah, and I kind of wish it was, because that would have been fucking great, but oh well.
Also, my other Mass Effect hot take is Mass Effect 1 is the best one.
That is a very hot take. What the fuck?
Right. No, I think you're right.
Hell
Really?
yeah, I got Sam on board.
Jesus. I mean,
Yeah,
okay.
I'm not a big fan of 2.
It's the
haven't
weakest
played enough 3 to
gameplay wise,
care.
but like
Oh.
it's like so tight.
I was gonna say
It's
that
like-
one had the most involved gameplay, and therefore
Yes,
I enjoyed it the
but
most.
when I say gameplay in like a regular sense, I mean like if I were to sit it's the same thing where I have that weird affinity for The Witcher 1, where like I know if I sat someone
you're
down
wrong,
and
but
tried to
okay.
introduce someone to this gameplay style, they'd be like, "What the fuck are you talking about? I'm sending you to the gulag."
Look,
That's the
Look.
correct reaction.
I am the most diehard Witcher fan on the fucking planet. I've read I've read all the books. I've done the whole fucking TV show, which okay, don't get me started.
I disagree with you. The TV show is a banger.
The TV show is very good. It just doesn't follow the books in the way that I wanted it to.
That's fair. I have
yeah.
the book sitting next to me, like literally right now, and I still haven't read them because I'm a fucking punk ass bitch.
So the thing about the books that I really liked was there's this like really solid progression with Ciri, where you don't know who she is and you don't know anything about it, and like it builds up in chronological order. Where the TV show and then at the very end of it all culminates where you think that she's fucking dead and she's not, right? And then she shows up and you're like, oh fuck. And that fucking hit me. That hit me hard.
Yeah.
But in the TV show, they start off like in the first episode where they're like, oh, by the way, she's not actually dead. And it just ruins that end reveal, which was the biggest emotional thing that I had in the prequels of the books.
Yeah. But can I counterpoint that?
Yeah, you can.
Even though I don't have knowledge of the books like you do. So like my counterpoint to that is like they might have went in and said, look, if you're a diehard fan and you've read the books, you already know how this is going to pan out. So like,
yeah, that's fair.
We need to change it in some way. So like if you know the story already, you can still like experience in a different format.
Yeah.
Also, the thing about all right, I need to take like a poll of the room.
Okay.
I'm like confused by people who say they didn't understand the timelines in that show because I'm like, yeah, but that's like the point is like you're not supposed to know that these things are not happening at the same time, and then it reveals to you later on, and you're like, wait, these things can't be happening at the same time, and then it just like straight up tells you these were not happening at the same time, and you're like, oh, I get it.
Well, like especially after coming from the short story, so the first 2 books, which is what the first season is based off of, are all a series of short stories that have no set time at all. Like any of them could happen in pretty much any order except for 3 total stories that all revolve around Ciri. Those are the only ones that have a timeline, and they happen chronologically, but with random stories in between. And so you've already kind of, if you read the books, it's told in that same way where the chronology. Yeah, that's right. Okay, is already understandable. Like it already makes sense. It already is very obvious that the time that these things take place in is not so relevant as the actual events.
Kind of like fairy tales that they're based off of.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Which is a major theme in all 3 of the formats.
Does the guy who writes The Witcher, is he like still mad at the Witcher game series for being more popular than his original books were?
I mean, it made his stuff like super popular.
I just remember
after The Witcher 3, he got a little bit more like, all right, yeah, I'm fine.
Witcher 1 and 2 were so not that great that it made like it didn't matter. But then Witcher 3 came out. Made it the best.
I disagree with all 3 games have their pluses and minuses. That's my.
I think the biggest minus of 1 is that it's virtually unplayable.
The controls for 1 and 2 are so difficult to get used to.
It's awful.
No,
it's terrible.
Are you kidding me? 2 is like 1,000 times better than 1.
But of course it is. It's still not good.
I secretly love the rhythm game.
See, there's your thing. I hate the rhythm game.
I secretly love when they're like, all right, man, if you want to look cool, you got to make sure you hit the sword at the right time to do max.
It's not just that you got to look good. It's you literally will die instantly if you don't hit every single rhythm.
Yeah.
Like, because you get swarmed so quickly, at least in 1. 2, I haven't played enough of to know. But
you really haven't played 2?
No, because so I got through 1, and then I started playing 2, and then the TV show came out, and I was reading the books, and I was like,
Oh, so this is like pretty recent actually.
yeah. So
'Cause 2 was
because
my
I just started
introduction.
reading the books over the summer.
Also, I the most interesting thing I find about the like Witcher property is I feel like if you're introduced through the games first, you're like, who's Yennefer? Huh?
Yeah.
And then the third game, they're like, this is Yennefer, and you're like, oh, okay, that makes sense. But like, you don't have the same
Yeah.
affinity for her if you're introduced to her in like any other way. Like even the show, if you started being introduced to The Witcher through the show, you're already like 1,000 times more attached to Yennefer than like in the games, which I just think is
Yeah.
interesting. I don't
Well,
like
even the books, you're more attached to. Well, if you start the books if you read the books the way that the books were meant to be read,
Mhm.
which is the release order of the books,
Yeah.
You start off with knowing Triss way more than you know Yennefer. You don't even know who Yennefer is.
Really?
Yeah, because so the first 2 books of the series are prequels, and they like get to know the relationship between Geralt and all the main characters except for Triss. But the first book starts immediately with the 2 of them. And so
Oh.
if you read the proper series 1 to 7, you start off only knowing Triss.
Mhm.
And he talks about this other girl that like he shouldn't because he doesn't really love her. He loves this other girl. But like you don't know who that is or why.
Yeah.
Like
Holy shit.
it just isn't it. You start off knowing Triss from the books as well.
Mm.
I think the TV show does the best job of if you started fresh, getting the affinity for Yennefer that he has.
So you say worth a watch?
Oh, for sure.
Okay.
It's
I
a
don't
good
know.
show.
You didn't seem like you had the greatest impression of it when
I-
you started off on this.
I think
It's a good show.
yeah, it's a very good show. I think it robs you of the emotional impact that the books create. For me, it robs you of my favorite emotional impact that the books gave me.
Mm.
You can totally just watch it as like not a Witcher property.
Yeah, you totally can, and
Pretty
it's
good.
fine. And the other thing is all three Geralts I think are patently different characters. They have different
Yeah.
like the book Geralt is so dry, and like they really lean heavy into the emotionless doesn't like literally like a inhuman kind of thing where everything's been mutated out of him, and that's why Yennefer is such a like positive thing. It's because she's the only person who makes him feel anything.
Mhm.
Whereas the other ones, when you've got a real person, you can't strip an actor of emotion because then it's just not going to work out.
Yeah.
And the same goes for in a game, right? You can't have a relatable character that is just dry and emotionless. So it just doesn't.
And also like this is more explored in the game, I feel like, more than the show, but that's also because the show only has 1 season and the game has like 3 entries.
Right.
But like one of the main themes is like, at least in the game, Geralt runs around and is like, Witchers don't have emotions. Like I feel nothing, and like secretly the entire time, you're like, Geralt, I don't know if you even believe that fucking shit anymore.
Yeah, because
like very nice to people.
What's this shit about the daughter that you've got? Like, what's this shit about the girlfriend that you've got? Like, you're telling me you feel nothing for anyone? Maybe not. Don't agree.
I do not believe you.
What the fuck am I supposed to do?
Sam, have you watched Joseph Anderson's videos on The Witcher?
No.
He just released the first one. It's been like a 3-year project for him.
Oh, cool. I'll look into it. Oh, actually, I really like him. I've been watching a lot of his videos.
Oh, nice. Yeah, he's great.
Oh, actually, yeah. No, I saw the thumbnail. It was recommended to me, but I didn't click it.
Yes,
yeah.
It is very good. It is very long. Unfortunately, well, not unfortunately.
The first one's like
if you
4 hours, isn't it?
Yes, it is 4 hours, and that is the first of the 3 videos he has on The Witcher.
I like his takes on games. I think he does a good job.
Yeah, just so I have context, what other videos have you watched from him?
Mostly the Soulsborne stuff that he does, but then also with like The Witness and the the one-offs. I put him on in the background when I'm supposed to be working and don't want to.
Yeah, well, his content is very much suited to that as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I've seen the Witness one, but I got introduced to him through like the Fallout 4 videos.
Okay, I don't think I've seen that.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, it's a Joseph Anderson video, so it's the same thing where he
Yes,
spends
yes.
like hours explaining to you like the minute details of the video game world that has been crafted, and he's like, and that's why this section of the game doesn't work.
He's got a really long one on the new God of War, doesn't he?
Yes.
I think that was the first one I watched.
Oh, really? Yeah. That's a good video. Just because, like, I feel like that one does a good job of encapsulating like.
Who is this guy again?
He's kind of like one of those teachers where he doesn't like. It's very hard for him to believe that there's ever going to be like an A+.
Mm.
If that makes sense.
He doesn't think like he sees A+ as absolute perfection, and so therefore it's not really possible. But
it's
you want to strive
it's
for
not
it.
even necessarily absolute perfection. It's just like this is A+ is like something where it's like everything is so tightly knit, like it works perfectly.
Right.
I don't even know if he has this opinion of the game, but I think for him, like Portal 1 and 2 sort of fit into that.
Yeah.
So he did a whole thing on Hollow Knight, and he makes the distinction at the very beginning about the difference between games as art versus games as a product.
Right, yeah.
And where the whole point is Hollow Knight's fucking $15. If you want to play like the amount of sheer content that's in that game, it's impossible to say that you don't get your money's worth. And so as a product, it's perfect. But
as art,
you can still critique it without it being, and not say that it's a bad game or it's a bad product, right? They're two separate critiques. And so he tries to stay more on the critique as art. And I think that that's a niche that people aren't really in. They tend to critique like the gameplay and the product, right? When they're doing reviews and stuff. So,
and I mean, he still critiques like the gameplay itself,
right? But as
right,
like the mechanics of the system,
yeah.
What's the name of this guy again?
Joseph Anderson. Like that's the name of his YouTube channel.
Okay.
Let's
see if I've seen him before.
Because Sam, now you've got me thinking about some of the other analogies he uses, and my favorite one from him is I don't know if you ran into this one, but is sushi, where he's like, I personally
this
don't
video
like
was
sushi,
about the channel.
But that doesn't mean sushi is bad.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And I mean that's a fair take when criticizing anything that you're looking at through the lens of art, right? It might not just might just not be for me, right?
Yeah.
Well, this guy's got a lot of videos. They're all decently length. I'll have to check them out.
Yeah, he's kind of long-winded.
There's an hour-long critique of Subnautica on here.
Yeah.
That's actually a pretty good one.
That is a good one. The other thing, you kind of want to play the game before you listen to what he has to say, because one of the ways that he does it is he does a full recap of the story.
Yeah, he does not hold back.
Yeah, so spoilers. When he says spoilers, he doesn't mean minor spoilers or you'll see stuff, but no, he'll
talk about the entire ass game.
Yeah.
Got you.
Which I think is necessary for the kind of thing he's trying to do.
Oh, sure.
It is better to have seen to play the game yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Nick, why does your watch history look like my recommendations page?
Probably because I just click on what's on my recommendations page.
Hmm.
I was just looking through here because you guys talking about that reviewer reminded me of a Jacob Geller little info piece before that I watched the other day. He's done a lot of videos that just dive into, I guess, psychological topics. There's I don't know if you saw the bad graphics thing that he did. I think somebody linked that on Slack a little while ago. I do remember watching that one, but he does a lot of things, and they're not all video game. The most recent one, The Fear of Depths, he spends most of the video just talking about cave networks and our fascination with going deep down into those spaces and that kind of stuff. But I just clicked on it because in the video preview of it, he showed off a game that looked so absolutely unnerving that I had to check it out, and it was called
Inside.
No, I mean Inside is creepy as hell, but this one was called Nisance gameplay trailer, and
Uno for Switch does give me nightmares though.
But this whole game is it's completely monochrome, and I'll keep the music low just so it doesn't overpower people's voices, but it's just a person basically the only audio you hear is this just really weird ambience music, and you're in this like weird city with these tunnels that you just keep going through. Yeah, and this shit like looks spooky as hell, and it's free on Steam, so I really want to give it a try sometime.
It looks really cool.
What?
It's like somebody made a really good comparison to some anime that I can't remember the name of, where essentially like the building, like it's some like weird future scenario where we have like building robots, but they've essentially just progressed beyond the point of caring about humans, and they just create to create, and so you're just stuck in this. And so like the comparison to this was like you're essentially just stuck in a world not designed to be inhabited; it's just designed to exist, and you are alone in it.
Yeah.
It reminds me of the game where it's all about perspective, where you look, like wherever you look changes the.
I remember that as a tech demo. I didn't think they actually got to making that into a game.
It reminds me of this.
Yo, just got a new follower. Thank you, Western Front. But yeah, this game, it just like from the looks alone, but then also the gameplay seems intriguing because you're moving around these weird light particle things that open up new environments and move around objects. But it just seems super unsettling, just like visually. Everything about it seems very strange, and everything moves kind of weird. Everything just kind of like moves unnervingly quickly. And if you hear this thing when it like moves, it makes a really weird and unsettling noise. But I don't know, it just fascinated me. But the video about the depths that Joseph made was also very interesting, and also very long. 30-minute video, but definitely worth a watch. The beginning of it was about how in the 1920s, so like basically 100 years ago now, there was a news story that was gripping the nation about one guy who went into Mammoth Caves and got stuck there and eventually died because he got to a point that basically nobody else could get to, and so nobody could get him out because of how far down he went. People could eventually, very difficultly, people could reach him and like communicate with him, but they didn't have the equipment. They couldn't get the equipment down that they needed to get him out, and so then eventually he starved. Is
this the dude who just got like stuck around the bend or some shit and couldn't back out?
I'll try and pull up the video. Pointed at where they show here. So this graphic is a rough drawing of what his situation was. They probably show the dude's name here. Floyd Collins was the guy's name.
So looking at that map, it looked like I don't see where he was or where right there.
Yeah.
Is he the big white thing? What
no, that's a rock. That is a rock that his foot is trapped under because it fell while he was crawling down there.
I see. So he could like see people, but
yes.
they couldn't.
They couldn't. First of all, maneuvering to him was like a difficult enough task just to get down there. But then getting him out was also nigh impossible because I think what that graphic is trying to show is that if they tried to dig over him to get to the rock and move that, it's just gonna the debris above is gonna collapse on him, and then he's gonna get crushed by that instead.
Yeah. So this isn't what I was thinking of. It looks like he basically just dug a tunnel through some mud around some rocks, and eventually it like started to collapse on him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I
couldn't get him out.
Right. What were you thinking of?
I don't know. I used to see it was on Tumblr a lot, like 10 years ago when I was on Tumblr. There was like that graphic of the cave system where the dude had gotten trapped. I wish I knew what it was.
Yeah, I don't know.
So the only thing worse than this for me is when like there are those videos of people being like, "Yeah, I'm just gonna like do this, but underwater this time," and I'm like, "What the fuck?"
Like spelunking through like water caves and it's.
I'm like fine with seeing that if it's like clearly a big open cave. I'm like, all right, yeah, I can understand why that'd be cool. But when it's like, yeah, I'm gonna fit my human-sized body.
I had to take off my scuba tank and put it in front of me.
That's so fucked up.
Yeah, and another point that he makes in this video is how like we've discovered these vast cave networks, but so many of them are just barely human-sized, and it's really weird that like there are enough of these systems that are just big enough for you to crawl on your belly through. That like it's noteworthy of how
it's all thanks to the lizard people.
Yeah, they carved the
Who are
path for us,
slightly
clearly.
smaller.
And so I don't know. That's definitely very unnerving. They also showed off another game that looked pretty cool called what is this? What was the game
I
called?
found the diagram I was thinking of. It was very popular 10 years ago because the guy died 10 years ago.
Oh.
Ah,
Oh.
that makes sense.
What was it? Derek
Dude,
Bristol?
that image is like a nightmare to me.
The
Which
one
he's
I
like
posted.
faced,
Yeah,
like
the
he's
one you
trapped
posted.
face
Yeah.
first.
Yeah,
Yeah.
where he's
He was like going and it just stopped and he couldn't get back out.
Chat.
That
Oh,
would-
God, that's awful.
Fucking terrifying.
Let's see. Oh
If I
yeah.
Heard about like fluid pooling in his lungs because he was in there
Jesus.
so long.
Ugh.
He died after like 30 hours or some shit.
Oh my
I mean, yeah.
god. Yeah, no, I just
Yeah.
And the fact that this is just, and I mean, like, I don't know, people just willingly do this just for fun,
Yeah.
and like that just being a possibility is so terrifying.
The tunnel's called
Adrenaline,
Nutty
man.
Putty?
Yeah.
Imagine,
What the
not only
fuck,
do you
dude?
die, but you die in a stupid tunnel called Nutty
What's it called
Putty.
that?
A Nutty Putty Cave. He died doing what he loves, I guess, if nothing else.
Yeah, imagine being at his
Nutty
funeral
and
and
putty.
I don't think
like
so.
he died.
He
Yep.
died.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we,
like, never
we are
got his
gathered
body
here,
out
the
either.
solemn death.
His body is just still there.
He was spelunking.
Oh
in
my
the
god,
Nutty
they couldn't
Putty.
even get it out?
No,
I
they
mean,
couldn't
yeah,
get
like
it
what are you
out.
supposed to do?
Fucking
They
A.
Fucking
sealed
pull
up,
it
they
out.
sealed
Can't
up
get
the
it.
whole thing. No, they can't. It's too small.
Well, they
Yeah.
can't do it without breaking his bones, but he's dead now.
Right, but then at
No,
that
he's a
the
lot
cave
point...
more-
is sealed up with him inside.
He's a lot more pliable.
I mean, but he's also dead weight now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, yeah, he's more pliable. You might also just rip off one of his limbs and be like, "Here, this is all I can
Way
get.
more likely.
Yeah, we got you his foot. You want that?
It's all we could get for you." Sorry.
Ma'am, we've retrieved your son's leg.
Hopefully, this can put your mind at ease.
Only up to his calf, but you know.
You can cremate it, I guess.
The rest of him is still neck deep in Nutty Putty.
I feel awful.
We are disrespecting this man's life and legacy so badly right
He
now.
died in Nutty Putty. This is our fault.
You're right. We didn't put him there, I suppose. Jesus
Inside of Nutty
Christ.
Putty, you can go through the birth canal on the big side.
Oh,
with
that's
Bob's
awful.
push.
It's also
Oh
the
my
aorta
fucking
canal.
God. Stop.
Wonderful.
You want to go to the crack? It's on the other side.
Your crack leads to the big room.
But there was another game that looked pretty cool that was also relating to caves and sort of weird ambient experience called apparently it was from the guys that did Prison Architect. It's called Scanner Somber.
Oh.
This
yes.
one costs money on Steam, I think. I think like maybe $15-$20. But it's like you're exploring a cave network and you have to scan to see what's going on and stuff.
They're using the same technology as the Xbox Connect.
Oh my god.
It's $6.
Oh shit, okay. That's a lot
For a
cheaper
single
than I
Xbox Connect.
I mean,
a VR
you're
game.
probably at this point, honestly.
God, I love how quickly they dropped the Connect. It was just like
We
one day
can't
they were
just
like,
not
we're
have
all in on the
Connect.
Connect.
Core to the system.
You know like there's a whole lot of there's some documented, but all of those tech demos that they showed were all lies. Like,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
it's crazy how much of that stuff was just not real.
Mhm.
Like they were like, this is a tech demo. It works perfectly. This is gameplay, and it was just pre-recorded stuff.
Yeah.
And like they just lied.
No, it's kind of incredible how they've pretty much since the like initial launch cycle for the Xbox One, they have pretty much 180'd on almost everything that they were making a big deal of back then. Like,
well, all right, so here's the problem: is that the guy in charge of I can't remember his name now, but like the guy who was like the spokesperson for Xbox
Phil
was
Spencer
like
or the guy before him?
no, the guy before him.
I don't remember his name. But yeah.
Phil Spencer was like always the unofficial, like spokesman. Like I shouldn't say unofficial because he's still part of the company, but he was never like the top dog.
right.
Yeah.
There was always someone above him, and the guy right before Phil became the top dog, I can't remember what he was, but he was basically like just a hack fraud. Because what happened is
He was a suit. He was just a suit, wasn't he?
Yeah. Well, I remember this part vividly, even though I can't remember his name. Because what happened is that the Xbox
Mark Whitten.
One got revealed, and everyone remembers that terrible thing. But if you watch that, you're like, why is this presenter doing like the worst job anyone has ever done in presenting a product? And then literally the next day, he's like, all right, guys, I'm off to EA. Bye. And I'm like, huh?
Goodbye. That's all you get.
Like he was literally a guy who had his 2 weeks in and said, all right, I'm just going to phone in the rest of my job. But the rest of his job was presenting the next big game console at E3.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't. You would think anybody around.
I don't think anybody remembers his name, so
he left for Amazon. It looks like, so maybe not.
He left Xbox for Amazon.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, but I mean, they've got Phil Spencer now, and everybody's looking. Yeah. Everybody's looking like they're gonna be loving the fucking Series X or whatever.
Right. Yeah, I actually kind of enjoy the design of the Series X. I know a lot of people came out and they're like, "What's this fucking cardboard box?"
It
but
is
also,
a
I was like,
fridge.
dude, it doesn't look like anything we've ever seen, and I'm so glad we're done with like VCR designs with game systems.
Yeah,
it's interesting. It looks like a Mac Mini but square, or whatever the fucking trash can.
Simply build a PC in a Fantex Evolve 2, and then you can just have the same thing.
Well, I mean, counterpoint, people don't want to do that.
Counterpoint, that's bad.
What is cooling? How does it work?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. Can you still like lay it on its side?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah. Not gonna like call the police.
Well, so my question was like, would it fuck up the disk drive?
No, it wouldn't. It's like it's designed to either stand up or lay on. If you look at more close-up images, it has little like
feet,
like foot stands. Yeah.
Okay.
It's nothing like noticeable, but it's like little rubber ones.
Yeah. It's the same thing like I said. The same thing like that we had.
Yeah.
Buy the PS5 instead.
We still haven't seen what the PS5 looks like, do we? We still haven't seen
the controller though.
We've seen the controller.
Looks like it was designed by the madman millionaire in Detroit Become Human.
Yeah, I really don't like the white color scheme.
Kind of funky looking.
Do you guys not
they
like
have
the
to be like black on black? At some
Yeah.
I like that they went for it. The problem is that they like still can't admit that where they're like they so clearly are like, all right, we know that the original PlayStation controller design isn't that good, and we're like, yeah, and then they're like, but we still need to adhere to it like somehow, right? And I'm like, no, you don't, guys.
No, you don't. You can just completely ditch it.
They don't change any of the things people actually have problems with.
Yeah, I don't mind the PS4 controller.
I like the PS4 controller.
That's a good image. It's fine.
I'm still not a fan of twin alignment on the joysticks. I think I'll always prefer the Xbox's like misaligned.
I mean, given the concession that the PS4 is going and the Xbox want to have some differences, and the main one they want to keep is going to be the stick alignment. I think the PS4 controller is pretty good, and its alignment isn't great for shooters, but it's pretty good for like fighting games. I think it's why the PS4 is like the home of most fighting games.
Yeah, well, the PS4 also just has a fucking half-decent D-pad.
Product, so.
Yeah, but like the new controller just feels like, what if we made the Xbox controller in like shape, but touchpad and weird color.
And also a weird crop top in the middle of it.
So in the PS4, you have the touchpad, and it always felt like, all right, it doesn't look great, but like it's got to be there because touchpad. And I was like, all right, it's kind of like the bezel at the top of phones, where you're like, okay,
The touchpad always
like,
felt like a gimmick.
you need something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
But this new
It's mostly
touchpad, I'm
used
like,
to turn
this is
into a
taking up
select
way
button.
too much real estate. It's
Yeah.
making the bottom of this controller look bad. Like, I love the like top part of the controller,
Mhm.
and I think the bottom of the controller looks like trash.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Like, where you have that futuristic design, I'm like, cool. And then they're like, and then the PS4 controller slapped on the bottom of this, and I'm like, wait.
It
Just
looks
commit.
like the touchpad
Just
is
commit.
like supposed to raise off or something.
Yeah.
It also feels like it should be a single color.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that too.
Yeah.
My biggest
This
issue
looks
with it,
better.
my
I mean,
biggest
they-
issue with it is is that they're inheriting what I think is the worst problem with the Xbox controller, and that is it's too bulky and it like makes your hands feel like you're like grabbing.
You don't
like
want
a
to go
tree
back to
trunk.
the days of the Duke?
It
I
does
hate-
visually
Come
remind
on.
me of the Duke.
Big old fucking controller in my hands. I like the slicker, feel of the PS4 controller.
Well, that's what was interesting about the move in terms of Xbox in the Xbox One controller, where like they made the thumbsticks a little bit tighter. And I remember at first I was like, that's dumb. I like having my full thumb to do that. And then like I remember playing with the Xbox One controller for like a long time, and then I went back to play on my Xbox 360 one time,
Mhm.
and I was like, dude, I cannot play with the Xbox 360 controller anymore.
Oh.
Like it I don't know, it feels like one of those things where like I can't really explain it, but like once the controller is not the new one, I'm like, wait, I see how the new design is better. Like I can't explain it, but...
Is there going to be a new Xbox controller for the new Xbox, or are they
I mean,
just...
it probably won't. Won't change as much as they changed the PS5 controller from the PS4 one. But like,
I mean,
All
to
of
be
the
fair, the
images
PS4
of the
one, the
Series X
PS5
have,
one
like,
is
the-
very similar to the PS4 one, except like it's the same layout. It's just
yeah.
Yeah,
the
but like
plastic
Xbox,
that's
I mean,
around it.
360 to Xbox One was like mostly internal improvements. Like the profile of a 360 and an Xbox One controller, other than the trigger shape, was pretty much the same.
Yeah, and that's what's probably going to happen is that they'll probably mess around with the trigger shape a little bit, because they know for some people that's a problem, just because the bumpers and the triggers were redesigned so that they function more as like an easy slide up, slide down mechanic, and some people didn't like that. So that's something I could see changing in the next one, but it's probably not going to change that much, namely because they're like, yeah, we want all these things to be compatible. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
also, like, as much as I hate this saying, it's another thing where it's like, ain't broke, don't fix it. Like, if someone is on a computer, most of the time they're going to be playing with an Xbox controller.
Yeah.
So like,
So they
because
put out
that's just the more popular controller option.
Mhm.
they put out an article under a month ago about redesigning the controller for the Series X. And some of the stuff they're talking about is like changing the size of it a little bit, changing the D-pad,
Oh.
just making it easier for like a wider range of people to hold and use.
Well, I mean,
they've also always been on the forefront of like the
Accessibility.
Accessibility.
and being able to remap stuff like that.
Yeah. But you're right. It looks like a lot of the changes are going to be internal, like better connectivity and wireless. They added a share button, whatever.
Oh wow, they're going the PS4 route.
Hey man, I got.
That's a stupid button. I've never used that button.
I only used it
intentionally.
for Spider-Man screenshots because that game looks so fucking beautiful. But that's pretty much it.
I mean, I think that's it though. It's like, Nick, you just kind of hit the nail on the head, where it's like, it's not a super popular feature, but it's like just popular enough to like throw it in, and then
Mhm.
people who
Convenient.
wanted it,
Right?
had it.
Yeah, it's just a convenience, nice quality of life thing to have it
Probably doesn't take up a lot of space inside, so
Yeah.
you might as well, because somebody's going to put more pictures on social media because of it.
there. Yeah, and that's just free ad. So
Don't forget to hashtag Xbox Series X when you post your 6 screenshots.
oh, don't worry, they'll just add it for you before it goes through.
It'll auto post to Twitter.
Yeah. Oh man.
it
Well,
goes.
we've successfully killed an hour of bullshitting. So, I've got a team meeting to go off to. But thanks for joining me, guys. We spent surprisingly little time actually talking about Joe Biden, but maybe
Probably
next
a good
week.
thing.
Maybe he'll just catch Corona next week. Who knows?
Wow, that sounds like a terroristic threat.
No,
Yeah,
no.
Mercadante goes
Officer,
to jail.
officer.
Secret Service. This
Screaming
stream
this
right
from
here.
jail.
No. No. All right. Anyways, thanks for joining me, and thank you all for watching. We got up to 4 whole viewers, and we got 1 new follower. So
Wow.
I think most of those are us.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. I think it's Sam, Jacob, and I watching.
Nice. Wait. So was one of you the Western Front?
Yes, that's me.
Yeah.
Oh, that's you. Okay.
I
Thanks,
said that when I
Jacob.
did it.
Oh, I didn't hear that. Sorry. Anyways,
Nick, you never listen.
thanks for watching. Check us next week. Submit topics if you want to. There's a link at under the Twitch stream.
Wait, did we have any submitted topics?
No.
No, Nick
I
just
mean,
writes
but
them.
I'm always just gonna chill it in case anybody wants us to talk about anything in particular.
We never talked about Aphantasia.
I thought no, we definitely did. I thought we did. Oh well, I'll add it back for next week then. If you
Is that
still
the
wanna
thing
talk
where
about it.
I think we said this before? That's the thing that's like pedophile, but for teenagers.
No,
No.
that is
that's
no.
hebophilia.
Okay.
It's the thing where you can't like visualize things.
We've had this conversation before.
Yeah, I could have sworn we
Live
did.
on
Really?
live
I
on
don't
TV, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Anyways,
Wait,
we're also on
hold on.
Spotify and other podcasting locations under Horsin Around, a Dumbass Cast. So check us out there and keep watching because I'm streaming all week now. So thanks. See ya.